is
called a jackal or something like that.
Town of Lincoln.
Oh, it's representative of the dwellings. Okay.
Oh.
Upright posts driven into the ground and covered with a mud plaster with flat roofs of post mud and straw.
Well, looks like these replicas have been here a long time.
Yeah. The interior is typical of that of a Hispanic household of the 1860s. The fireplaces in the corner were used for cooking and heating. Please note the whitewashed walls. Women did the whitewashing and exterior plastering. Women ground corn for tortillas with a mano and a cake, such as the one here.
Well, they have a video, looks like.
Yes, talks about Brushy Bill Roberts, who claimed he was Billy the Kid.
Oh.
Died in 1950.
Chisholm Trail. There's Pat Garrett on number 1.
Here's the Chisholm Ranch. Oh, the Chisholm residence was in Roswell.
Oh, yeah?
It's probably not there anymore.
One isn't.
Yeah. Isn't it pretty?
Yeah.
He talks about the building here in Carlsbad.
We've heard of Tunstall before, somewhere. Where have we heard that name?
Billy the Kid's knife is over here.
Another one of his guns?
No, it's not the same one.
He lost it? In a bit, huh?
Mm-hmm. Bet on horses.
Rifle's just the type only, not the original that Billy was using.
Yeah, but that's Billy's boot gun.
Yeah, I got that.
Lincoln is an important part of the heritage of the Southwest. It was in its prime during the period of the westward expansion of our country. The town has changed little over the past century. Many of the buildings are much as they appeared 100 years ago, examples of the practical territorial architecture of their time. Lincoln is not a ghost town. It has been inhabited continuously since it was founded in the early 19th century by Hispanic settlers. Some of their descendants still live in the area. But there are ghosts here. You can feel their presence when you walk down the main street. Some had famous names that you might recognize. Kit Carson, famous frontier soldier and Indian fighter. Pat Garrett, one of the most renowned sheriffs of the western frontier. General Lew Wallace, for a time the governor of the territory of New Mexico, but better known as the author of the novel Ben-Hur. John Chisholm, one of the great cattle barons of the Old West. John J. Blackjack Pershing, later the commander of U.S. forces in World War I. And Henry McCarty, alias William Antrim, alias Bill Bonney, better known as Billy the Kid. Victorio, one of the last powerful Apache chiefs. The Apache tribes dominated this part of the territory for at least 300 years. They were fine hunters and fierce warriors, and did not take kindly to the Hispanic settlers who began to move into the area after the Mexican-American War of 1846. The Hispanics built several small villages along the Rio Benito. Together they were called Los Placitos del Rio Benito, or the little plazas by the pretty river. The largest village was Benito Plaza, which is now Lincoln. By mid-19th century, settlers from the east were moving into the territory. They came first by wagon over the Santa Fe Trail, and finally by the newly built railroad. The U.S. Army also arrived to keep the peace. The soldiers tried to force the Indians onto the reservations. In 1855, Fort Stanton was established a few miles west of Placita del Rio Benito. For a time, Colonel Kit Carson commanded the troops there. Where the Army went, there followed the tradesmen and ranchers who supplied the military. All were competing for the government dollar. With a growing population, Little Benito Plaza was renamed Lincoln. The town became the county seat of Lincoln County, the largest county in the United States, covering about 1/4 of the entire territory of New Mexico. There was a competition for grazing land, for money, and for political power. It involved powerful men, such as Thomas B. Catherine, a political boss in Santa Fe, and John Chisholm of Roswell, one of the biggest cattle ranchers in the West. In 1878, the Lincoln County War broke out. It began over money. On one side was the L.G. Murphy Company, a mercantile partnership formed by ex-Army officers from Fort Stanton. The Murphy Group had been accused of cheating the government and of squeezing the local farmers and townspeople. On the other side was John Tunstall, a young Englishman with family money to invest in business and ranching. He saw an opportunity to take some business from the Murphy Group by setting up his own store. There were threats and lawsuits, and finally gunfire. On February 18, 1878, Tunstall was murdered by a sheriff's posse of Murphy supporters as he rode back toward Lincoln from his ranch. The law broke down. The people of the county took sides, and the war was on. Alexander McSween, a lawyer active in local politics, became the leader of the Tunstall side. James Dolan, a young clerk with the L.G. Murphy Company, stood for the Murphy forces. The Tunstall faction formed a vigilante group, calling itself the Regulators. Among them was a sharpshooting itinerant teenage cowboy called Billy Bonney, Billy the Kid. The fighting ranged over a wide area. A posse of Regulators pursued suspected murderers of Tunstall to the Pecos River and took 2 of them prisoner. On the way back to Lincoln, they were shot and killed when they allegedly attempted to escape. Then Lincoln County Sheriff William Brady and one of his deputies were ambushed and killed near the Tunstall store in retaliation for Tunstall's murder. Billy the Kid, Tunstall's friend and employee, was held responsible for the killing. There was a fight at Blazer's Mill to the south of Lincoln. A man from each side was killed. The war went on for months, and finally in July came to a climax, with McSween and his surviving forces trapped in the McSween house in Lincoln. The siege lasted 5 days. At last, as an Army detachment watched from just down the street, the McSween house was set afire. The McSween group held out until evening, and as they fled through the back door, McSween and 3 others were gunned down. Billy the Kid escaped and became a fugitive in Lincoln County. There was one last act of violence. The widowed Susan McSween hired an attorney and sued to avenge the loss of her husband and property. The lawyer she retained was murdered on the street. The Lincoln County War, remote as it was, had become national news. President Rutherford B. Hayes appointed a new territorial governor to clean up the mess. He was General Lew Wallace, a Civil War veteran from Indiana. Wallace took up residence at the governor's house in Santa Fe. Pat Garrett became sheriff of Lincoln County. His first order of business was to arrest Billy the Kid. Billy was captured, brought to trial in Mesilla, and convicted of the murder of Sheriff Brady. He was brought back to Lincoln, manacled, and under sentence of hanging. But in a daring escape, he managed to get a gun and kill his guards, J.W. Bell and Robert Ollinger. Once more, Garrett pursued Billy. This time he shot him down in the house of Pete Maxwell, a Fort Sumner rancher. Peace came to Lincoln. But during the war, fighting had flared up again between the Army and the Mescalero and Warm Springs Apaches. Among the troops at Fort Stanton were the Buffalo Soldiers. black cavalrymen from the 9th Cavalry Regiment. These able troops pursued Apache Chief Victorio into Mexico. The people of Lincoln took up their peaceful pursuits again. At Fort Stanton, with the Apaches on the reservation, garrison life turned to more relaxed peacetime ceremonies. Among the soldiers to serve there was a young lieutenant named John J. Blackjack Pershing, so named because he commanded a regiment of the famed Buffalo Soldiers. Time has solved most of Lincoln's conflicts. John Chisholm left the territory an ill man and died only a few years after the Lincoln County War. General Lew Wallace became famous for his novel Ben-Hur. Blackjack Pershing was commander of American forces in World War I. Pat Garrett lived for 30 years after the Lincoln County War and was murdered in Las Cruces, New Mexico. James Dolan remained in Lincoln, entered politics, and finally served in the Territorial Assembly. He died at the age of 50. The widow Susan McSween, with help from her husband's estate, set herself up in ranching and was such a success that she became known as the Cattle Queen of New Mexico. She died at the age of 86 in White Oaks, not far from Lincoln, one of the last survivors of the war. And Billy the Kid? Who was he really? An adolescent gone wild? Or simply misunderstood? The legends have become much more powerful than reality. Walk down the main street of town today, and you stroll into the last century. A torreon serves as a reminder of the times when Hispanic settlers took refuge from Indian attacks. The Tunstall store has changed little and has been restocked with merchandise from the period. The site of the old McSween house is now occupied by another building. The Montano store, one of the strongholds of the McSween group in the 5-day battle, has been preserved much as it was in the 19th century. The Wortley Hotel, restored in 1960, is reminiscent of another era. Look north, out over the beautiful Bonito River Valley, and beyond to the sabled Capitan Mountains. And across the street from the hotel is the old courthouse, which was originally the L.G. Murphy store and later housed the office of Sheriff Pat Garrett. It was from here that Billy the Kid killed Deputies Bell and Ollinger and made his famous escape. Inside is a museum with artifacts and mementos from Lincoln's turbulent period. In the wall, you can still see a bullet hole from Billy the Kid's gun. The Mescalero Apache Reservation near Ruidoso includes a peaceful luxury resort, the Inn of the Mountain Gods. Enjoy Lincoln. Historians still argue about its famous war. Who were the villains? Who were the heroes? Take a first-hand look at history and decide for yourself. There are very few places in the West where the old frontier days live so vividly as they do right here on this street.
All right, whose house was this?
Is it
Number
Luna?
22?
22. 22 is Luna House,
Luna.
L-U-N-A.
Okay.
Built prior to 1868.
You don't know if this house has any history?
Yeah, that's where the attorney, McSween, and his wife rented.
Oh. Okay. This is the backside of the Luna house.
Built in 1903, but the sign says built in 1901.
Well,
so.
this was built after Billy. This
This is after Bill.
This is not significant.
Okay. Built in 1868.
That's the one directly across the street with the shutters?
Yeah.
Okay. How about the one to the left of it?
To the left of it is Squire Wilson's office. Let me double check here. Yeah. Squire Wilson's office.
His office was in the back,
Yeah.
private residence in the front.
So Billy saw that. 1878.
Yeah, you saw that.
Billy saw that. And
The church is 1887, looks
68.
like.
Church.
See, he expired in July of 87?
No, 81.
81. Oh, well, he
1881.
didn't see that church. Let's move on.
July 14th, 1889. Yes.
Over there, they took Visa and MasterCard back then.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Torion construction date unknown. That one. Will they let us go in there?
Inside the stones there, it looks like it's open. See, there's an entrance to this thing.
Yeah. You can't go in.
Can you get in?
Billy saw this.
Yeah, you saw this. Boy, that door sure is low.
Well,
They were all runts.
People were smaller back then too, you know. Hank Garrett was distinctive because he had very long legs and tall, which is unusual for that time period.
Yeah.
I see some ears.
Yeah, she's listening. She hears us.
You hear this?
I see one ear sticking up through the
Oh,
window.
there's 2 ears.
See 2 ears?
Mhm.
See if I can bring it in here.
She just got down. Now they're up again.
Yeah, I see 2 ears.
There's 2 ears here.
Looks like somebody's living here, or this is probably a store.
Trying to figure out what this one is. Number 26.
La Placida.
Built in 1878. The building used as the Huff residence is now a craft and gift shop. It was a residence. Original mercantile.
Can you figure out what this one is?
No, I don't know what this one is yet. Let me get up here and see if I can
They
figure it
ought
out.
to have numbers that match the map.
They should, because it's so hard to figure it out. But it's got these dots.
Somebody lives here.
Okay, that's the post office. Let me see if I can figure it out. Post office.
This looks like the old tungsten store.
I don't know this one.
Yeah, this is the Tunstall store.
Built in 1877.
We're trying to decide if this is one of the bad guys or good guys, aren't we?
Well, remember Tunstall, Billy worked for Tunstall, and that's when he first got in trouble. Because he killed the people
But the
that
battle
killed
was between Tunstall and that other guy.
McSweeney, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Billy worked here. 3, that was after Billy was killed.
Okay.
You're not interested in that?
That's not important to us.
All right, well, built 1887, so you're not interested in that.
This one?
Huh? It's this one. Okay. Next stop is the site of Aragon Storage, the ruins. And it was built 1878, so Billy saw the store that was here.
Old Lincoln Church. You know, that faucet style, I wonder what it is about that. It's been on most of the campgrounds since we've been
Yeah.
out west.
I guess it's to get the underground water. Okay. 1836. The first rooms were standing in 1874.
But he told us that 3 artisans just brought up pine oaks. You know, the old house that was for sale. I don't know what property up there, but
So Billy saw this when it was the Wortley Hotel. He was probably in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the 5-day battle, it served as Dolan's command post when Billy the Kid made his famous escape from the courthouse.
Guess this is the Wortley Hotel now.
Shot rang out from across the street. Ollinger sprang Billy.
Looks like it's an active restaurant now in the hotel.
In 87.
Like the town grew a lot after Billy left.
Yeah. Pretty slim. The next house is Roman Men's House built prior to 1886.
These must each be privately owned. See the Century 21 sign.
Yeah, privately owned. They say, privately owned. This one. Wait a minute. I think I've lost my place here. This one. Roman Mass House. Wait a minute.
This is where the jail was, where he escaped, isn't it?
Yeah. I find it. Built 1873 and 74. It's state-owned now, open to the public. This historic two-story adobe was built by L.G. Murphy as a mercantile store, known as the Big Store, for 6 years. It was destined to become a center of both political and business affairs in Lincoln County and figured throughout most of the Lincoln County War as the headquarters of the Murphy-Dolan faction. Over its long history, it has contained a Masonic meeting room, bar, billiard room, sheriff's office, jail, living quarters, city and county offices, and a school. It was the scene of Billy the Kid's daring escape when deputies Bob Ollinger and J.W. Bell died at his hands. In 1881, the building became the Lincoln County Courthouse and served as such until 1913 when the new courthouse at Carrizozo was completed. The old courthouse was then used as a school for a number of years. In 1938, the state purchased the abandoned structure and began extensive restoration. The old building began its new life as a museum in July of 1939. Okay.
Bullet holes in here somewhere. Yeah, he came down that balcony, didn't he?
Yeah.
If you had your ticket, go right ahead.
Which way do we go?
These are ticket panels to start with.
Thank you. Oh, we stay on the hat.
Oh,
These are original photos.
this is what it looked like back then.
Hmm?
This is what it looked like back then.
Yeah.
There's Flores Creek.
Just full length with
So,
This looks like a lot. Thank God.
yeah. Well, maybe they kept important papers in there since it was a courthouse.
Okay, well, here's a picture. Probably standing right in front of where we are. See right there?
Yeah. What does it say?
This is a photograph taken of this room during the 1880s.
Doesn't say what it was on it.
No.
Let me peek inside here.
Yeah. They all say it.
Okay.
It's a salamander safe, 1843. Okay, this is, in pencil says Pat Garrett. It says Sheriff Pat Garrett's boot last.
Pretty good size.
Yeah, well, he was a big man. Then spurs, which are engraved with Spanish, Segura to Billy the Kid. The Kid reportedly broke Segura out of the San Elzario, Texas jail. The spurs were allegedly presented to him in appreciation. I wonder where that writing is.
Tunstall was really responsible for his downfall
Uh-huh.
since he hired him.
Well, Tunstall was good to Billy.
Yeah.
Okay, Billy the Kid's escaped. The county had just purchased this building and had yet to construct a jail, so prisoners were held upstairs. The only access to the second floor was this stairway. 2 weeks before the execution, the Kid killed his two guards, Deputy J.W. Bell and U.S. Marshal Robert Ollinger, and escaped. According to Sheriff Garrett, who was out of town at the time, Deputy Bell accompanied the Kid to the outhouse in back of the building, while Marshal Ollinger had the other county prisoners across the street at the Wortley Hotel for lunch. Upon their return, the Kid managed to get ahead of Bell, grabbed a pistol from a room used as an armory on the second floor, and shot Bell on the stairway to your right. Garrett said that the kid's bullet hit the south wall of the stairway, glanced off, went through the deputy, and buried itself in the wall. Marshal Ollinger heard the shot, ran over to the courthouse, and was shot dead by the kid.
Stairway and the bullet.
Killed Deputy Bell.
The bullet hit there. Then ricocheted.
And these are the original floors, so you're climbing very same stairs.
Step right where Billy stepped.
That's right.
And Pat Garrett. We'll wait till they'll come down a little while. Hey, so he must have been standing up there.
Yeah, he turned
the
around
stair.
and shot him.
So the marker where Bill may have died can be seen from this window.
Marker.
You see a marker out there?
Yeah, right there. This is the room that Billy stole the gun from. This was an armory.
Well, he must have been standing here when he shot Bill.
No, he stole the gun from here and went and shot him downstairs.
Oh, shot him from downstairs, okay. This is the courtroom, huh?
So Billy probably stood right here and looked at the judge.
In front of the judge.
sentencing.
Well, they probably had him stand outside this railing.
What, inside here? There's the jury box. There's another marker. These are the leg irons that held Billy. These leg irons were cut off the kid by a blacksmith, Steve Wolgamuth of Tularosa, New Mexico, following Billy's escape from the courthouse on April 28, 1881.
So he was an accomplice.
See where they were cut?
Yeah.
Garrett lived here.
In this building?
Yeah, the rooms were used by Pat Garrett and later sheriffs for offices and living quarters. Garrett kept the kid under guard in a room in this corner of the building, as marked by the white line on the floor. We're standing where Billy was kept. The other county prisoners were kept in the room across the hall. After Billy shot Deputy Bell, the other guard, U.S. Marshal Ollinger, ran over to the courthouse from the Wortley Hotel. The kid blasted him with 36 buckshot from a double-barrel 10-gauge shotgun out of this window.
This window.
Billy obtained a prospector's pick and managed to break the chain between his leg irons, steal a horse, and ride west. Garrett caught up with the kid a few months later at Fort Sumner and killed him. Well, he shot him out this window right here. See, there's where Ollinger died.
There's a marker there.
Uh-huh.
See if I can bring it in. Yeah.
The benches and clock are part of the original furnishings. Billy looked right at that clock. The jury bench and jury box are replicas, and the stoves are from another building in town.
Dirt?
Yeah, it says the floor was added over a layer of dirt for soundproofing in 1901. But these are the original benches right here. Billy probably sat on one of these, and that's the original clock. The lamps are not. They're coming out of the...
It's 1886. What's this, another courtroom?
I haven't read it yet. I've been signing the guest book. Understand. I don't think Billy was ever in this room.
This must have been developed in modern times. Yeah, this is for Masons. Billy wasn't interested in that.
I don't think he ever...
Neither am I. Okay, I guess we have to backtrack here.
We have to go back downstairs.
Okay, let's look down that stairway as Billy was looking.
Yeah. Well, he was kept in there. And he took his chance when all the other prisoners were going across the street at lunch. He got Ollinger to take him to the outhouse.
I wonder if the outhouse is still there. I could use it.
On his way back, he got ahead of Ollinger, went in the armory, got a gun, plow, right down there.
And it ricocheted and hit him.
Mm-hmm. It ricocheted and hit him, but actually hit the wall and ricocheted
Yeah.
with Ollinger.
He could claim it was an accident and probably get off free.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
they
then
would.
Billy ran down these stairs.
I'm watching you. You're doing the Billy act there.
Oh, I'm doing the Billy? Well, Billy ran.
Okay.
His hair ricocheted, hit Ollinger.
Okay, wait a minute before you do the rest of it. Okay, do the rest of the act.
Okay, then Ollinger opened this door, went out there, and died out there. Billy ran out.
Okay.
Well, no, Billy didn't, that's not the way it was. Then Billy ran back into that room, and he shot Bell. Isn't it Bell? No, Bell's who he killed down here. He shot Ollinger from the window upstairs, and then he made his escape.
What was his escape route?
Well, they don't tell us for sure, but I suspect it's through this door here, too.
Out the side door?
Yeah.
All right, let's go outside and see what that looks like from the outside.
You do it in a day? 20 miles.
Yeah, we can see
Well,
where.
in the movies, I think they saw him. They showed us him jumping off the balcony onto the back of a horse.
Well, that's movies too.
You don't
so
think
we
they
don't,
fictionalized it, do
we
you?
don't know the true story. They admit that nobody knows the true story. See, Billy shot him
So
from
poor
that
old
window.
Ollinger was here.
Came
he
running
was
across from the
shot from
hotel.
right up there. And he was coming from the hotel,
The Wortley Hotel, right over there.
which
where that
is
sign is.
right over there.
And he shot him from that window.
I wonder if that's the original outhouse back there.
Let's go see.
That looks pretty big and plush. Can't be.
No, that can't be. It's not here anymore. There's some marker. Let's see what it is.
Where? That's a stump.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, and who was shot over here?
Now.
Oh, he fell out this door here, didn't he?
No, the door over here. The side door. He stumbled out the side door. And made it to here where he died.
And he came from right over there.
This side door.
Yeah.
And the outhouse is in here.
Wood smells good. Smells like cedar.
Wonder where the outhouse was.
Must have been right out back here somewhere. Looks like some kind of a monument right here in front. Back then, that was a pretty wide street for those days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And curved. I think he jumped off the balcony onto a horse.
Well, it makes sense to me. It seems like that's what he would do. But they said he stole a horse.
We're gonna have to go rent some of those movies again. Long jump from up there. Must be 15 feet or more up there. What?
There must have been a horse tied out here.
What's that building next door there?
That's nothing. That's a
modern.
schoolhouse that was built in 1936.
Oh.
87.
This is a pretty big town. Then it curved and went way down there. You can see our rig down there.
Oh, nice. Well, that's
A long way down there.
served as deputy sheriff under Pat Garrett and John Poe before being elected sheriff of Lincoln County in November of 1886 for a 2-year term. His wife, Carlota, was a daughter of Captain Baca, sometimes referred to as the father of Lincoln County. The house was occupied by numerous Lincoln residents over the years and was in a sad state of disrepair before being restored by the state in 1958 as a residence for Lincoln State Monument Administrator.
Oh,
Okay.
like it's lived in now also.
Yeah, that must be part of it because number 5 on here says community church. This must be for a state administrator also.
There, isn't it? I believe it is.
Yeah.
Any history?
Community church, rear room built, 1887. Billy didn't see this. This structure was built as first county-owned schoolhouse in Lincoln. So this was a hole when Billy was here.
Okay.
Less than. Oh, less than
Looks like an addition in the back.
Yeah, the first room was built prior to 1868. It's a private residence now. A number of rooms have been added over the years. It's an old five. And it's privately owned now.
Yeah, it's in bad shape now. When was it originally built?
1885. It was 4 years after Dory left.
I guess they're getting ready to refurbish it.
But it was built 1883, 84. It's also a private residence now.
This little house?
This beautifully designed adobe house.
Must not be
Built
this
as
one.
residence for James Dolan by James Pepin and Eugene Dolan. Says note the graceful proportion of the front porch.
Yeah, half the house.
Douglas Fairbanks Sr. swashbuckler parade and 4 deputies were
There's
walking them.
There's nothing antique about these things. I remember well when all these were used, including that grinder over there for silage. So this is Dolan House rather than that little one.
Yeah, now this makes much better sense.
Yeah, that's
But
pretty
it's
big.
now private residence.
Built in 1888.
This says note the graceful proportion of the front porch. And this is where Douglas Fairbanks jumped the picket fence then in front.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't think he'd stay in that little tiny place.
All right.
This second church, does this church have any history?
This is called the San Juan Church. It was built in 1885. State owned. The community's first settlers being penitentiaries. This was the first structure built as a church in England. It was built by the parishioners with adobe made on the site. It was hauled by ox cart from the Capricorn Mountains. By 1973, the handful of remaining resident parishioners recommended that the church be sold to the state of New Mexico in order to protect it from further decay. White City, which is the closest camping area to Carlsbad Caverns. Got a whole little city here. Looks like a little western town. Yeah, there's a cave up there. This is this Sunday? Saturday.
Saturday the 2nd.
This is Saturday, October 2nd. And we're on our way to Carlsbad Caverns. Got some engines hid out in that cave back there.
That's where they live.
Maybe even Billy hid there.
Good. Well, he may have come this far.
I don't believe he came down here.
It didn't seem like he didn't hide very long before they caught him.
No. Because he always thought that he was going to get a reprieve.
They could get away?
Huh?
I mean, he always thought he could get away, or they wouldn't find him guilty?
Wouldn't find him guilty. Because he was really a good guy.
I think he knew they were after him.
Well, he knew they were after him, but he thought the governor was going to help him. And I think the governor tricked him.
Well, the governor tried to make a deal with him.
Right.
To surrender.
Right.
And be a rat. Rat on the others.
Climbing quite a bit.
What?
We're climbing quite a bit.
Maybe we're going to go to the top, then we'll go down inside these mountains.
Yeah. Okay.
Caves up there, it looks like. Alright. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I got him. Yeah, this is all Apache country in here. Right? The Apache reservation's not too far from here.
Caves there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess those were shallow.
Yeah, I don't think anybody lived in those. Well, there's one that's pretty deep. see it. Huh? Not there yet? Oh, you gotta get up and walk up that path. I'm not going to do that. Do you want to?
No. I came here to see the cave.
Yeah.
So you are just going down inside the guts of this mountain.
Yeah. Ooh.